Hey, you guys, this is your girl, Queen318RED, educated diva, House of Queens TV, and we are back with another one. I know some of you guys have already done heard about it or even seen it. The problematic and the drama between Von, Chelsea, and Storm. And this queen right here is the lovely consciouz TV. And so I'm going to do some, it's not a reaction, it's I'm giving my opinion on this whole situation. And it's just my opinion. I'm not judging anybody on anything. And I know my opinion is not needed, but I'm going to give it anyway. And you can take it where it resonates. And so, but with that being said, it's hey you guys, how y'all doing? This is your girl, Queen318RED, educated diva, House of Queens TV. My kings and my queens, welcome and welcome back. Thank you guys for supporting this channel. We are family over here. We are all family over here. We love one another. Yes, time's gonna get hard, and yes, you're gonna say some things that some women not like, but you're gonna get through it. So, thank everyone, all my kings and my queens, for rocking with your girl, Queen318RED, educated diva, House of Queens TV. And so, what we're gonna jump in right now is consciouz TV. consciouz TV is the queen right there with the hair over the eye, like the Aaliyah look. My thing is this. I don't know, Chelsea from a pan of paint. I think she's a very beautiful, beautiful young lady. From what they say about her, is she's very smart, intelligent. She know how to make money, but her relationships is not so good, and people can't understand how she just so educated, and she got this with this man, Von, the one right here in the middle, straight out of jail, and their relationship only lasted about a week or two, maybe lesser than that. We don't know. We only know what we see that was presented to us on TV. We don't know the back end of it. We only know what they tell us. And people want to call Chelsea, oh, she's young and she's dumb, and how could you do this? And girl, you too smart for that. You too educated for that. And I think they always want to point the finger at the woman. It's the woman's fault. Girl, you too educated for this, or girl, you too cute for that. How could you? Why would you? It couldn't be me. I wouldn't do that. Chelsea is a grown-ass woman. Whatever decision that she chose to make, she made it with the man that she chose to make it with. He wanted to sit there and try to play her like, oh, I didn't know this and that, or we argue a lot and I told you I didn't want to be with you. A man will say any motherfucking thing in the heat of the moment. And so would a woman. I only had plenty of arguments with past relationships, and niggas said to me, I don't want to be with you. I don't want you. And I'm like, motherfucker, I don't want you either. But we still together. You get it? So don't sit here and make it like, oh, I told her I don't want to be with her, and she stayed. You don't know the reason. We don't know as viewers why she chose to stay at that moment. But we can't judge her, because I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers on here, male or female, y'all probably done, some niggas or bitches done said something way worse than I don't want to be with you or get your ass out of my house. Way worse, and y'all probably stayed. Y'all only judging Chelsea is because y'all don't like Tasha K, maybe. But I see a lot of bloggers on here coming at that girl sideways, and they don't even know her like that. But what we're doing is giving our opinion. That's exactly what we're doing, giving our opinion. But she chose to communicate with this guy. She chose to meet up with him. She chose to have sexual relations with him. We didn't. So why are we coming at that girl so damn hard? But I like how Conscious, when he interviewed with Storm, he's going to break it down fact by fact. And I'm going to let you guys hear that. But before I do that, I want you guys to hear this part right quick. And I'm going to come back with my commentary.
Stop calling me biased in the chat. I feel how the fuck I feel, just like you motherfuckers are holding an opinion in the comment section. So I guess
see, it's our opinion. We have our opinion.
I'm biased. Y'all biased too. I don't give a fuck what y'all are talking about. And I'm really surprised by some of the women in the chat talking about, oh, well, it was okay for him to lie, and it was okay for him to finesse, because it's jail fucking talk. Do you understand what the fucking principle is? I don't give a fuck about the conditions in which a nigga believes it's okay for him to lie to a bitch too. It's a lie.
Was it okay for her to lie? Was it okay for her to lie and say I did things that I did not do? Was it okay? Was it okay for her to lie and say things I did not do? That was the reason why I backed up off her. No, I'm asking you a question. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the bullshit.
Your question, but let me address these stuck in place women in my chat first, because some of y'all make a lot of I see why women don't fuck with other women, because there's a lot of motherfucking women who make excuses.
Hey, don't do my women like that, dog. First of all, they just having a neutral ground, bro. They just having a neutral ground.
That's the shit that men do.
Man,
I can't believe
women do then. They having a neutral ground, bro.
Man lying to another woman just because.
Is it cool for her to lie on me and say shit I didn't do, though? Are you gonna answer that?
Because let me tell you something. When y'all women do that, you don't allow men to differentiate then when it is okay to tell the fucking truth. That's why he ain't telling y'all about the side. That's why some of y'all husbands ain't telling y'all about the side bitch either. Because he got a justification for why he ain't opening up about the bitch he fucking on the side.
Have you ever?
When y'all start justifying why it's okay for a man to lie in this way.
Have you ever been with a woman?
It's okay for a motherfucking nigga to lie in whatever way that protects him.
Have you ever been with a woman before?
I am a woman.
If you ain't never been with a woman, you won't even.
Okay, so now this country's bring in Storm. Storm finna give his point of view of what went on in his house and how Chelsea and Von came into his situation. And my thing about this is my opinion. I think that Storm felt so comfortable with Von, and it's not on no gay level at all. It's not on no gay level at all. Storm is a only child. He has friends of all races, but Storm is a only child. So with that other male coming into his space, they was around each other a lot. They bonded and they formed a brotherhood. People want to say, oh, they thinks that they may have a sexual interaction. I don't believe that at all. Not one bit. And like I'm saying that, why I don't believe that for one bit, because like I said, Storm is a only child. So by that man coming into his space, even if Von is bisexual, maybe or maybe not, so I'm going to say alleged, but by Von coming into Storm's space, they formed a brotherhood. They was always around each other. They always communicated. Like I said, Storm have friends. We do not know his friends unless you know him personally. But from what he tell us on social media, his YouTube page or whatever, he do have many friends or whatever. And and Tasha K is his protege, however you want to call it. They have a business relationship and also a friendship. But she's a woman. Storm is a male. Von is a male. So Storm is the only child. I don't know if Von is the only child. So you maybe living your childhood dreams or memories or stuff that you wanted to do if you had a brother or sibling. So that's what my opinion, that I believe that Storm and Von clicked so well is because he got that sibling that maybe he wanted when he was a child, and it presented to him as an adult, even though it was a toxic and tainted situation when Chelsea came into the picture. That's what he said. And people want to say maybe he was jealous of Chelsea. Not one bit. He just said that growing up, the toxic stuff that Von and Chelsea had going on, he couldn't empathize with the bullshit, because if he was in a relationship, that's not how he would treat a person, or a person would treat him. He would cut their ass off. So he didn't see how Chelsea allowed Von to treat her like that, and he couldn't see how Von let Chelsea treat him like that, vice versa. So, like I'm going to say again, Von and Storm created a brotherhood, sibling type of a relationship, because Storm is a only child, and if you are an only child, you will know that maybe you wanted a sibling and your parent could not have or didn't want to have another child. And people that have siblings, y'all know that the bond that y'all have with y'all siblings, people that are close and have that type of communication with their siblings, it's a beautiful thing. So that's all I'm trying to express my opinion on the situation with Von and Storm. And the situation with Chelsea, Storm, and Von, he didn't click with Chelsea. He knew Chelsea through Tasha, but he said he only met her a few times. But let me let y'all hear some more of this, and I'm going to jump back into my commentary. But what I really want you guys to hear is, like I said, how women hold down men that are toxic. How women are in the front lines and the men are behind them. How women are beat up. How women are treated so badly, and then they're groomed to be a housewife or a good girlfriend or good baby mama. How a woman allow a man to come into their world and turn upside down, and they still stay with that man, because women are built different from men. Some women are strong enough to say, hey, he is treating me like shit. He is dogging me out. He is cheating on me with this person, that person, but I'm still standing in the situation, not because I'm dumb, not because I'm stupid, not because I don't want him to fuck other bitches, even if he is fucking other bitches. It's just that you're there because you want to be, or you have childhood trauma that you haven't dealt with, and women seen their mamas go through that, or their grandmothers go through that, their aunties or cousins, so they think it's normal. So conscious, when he breaks it down to a metaphor, he could, even though he is a biological born male, but he identified as a female, he gets it. He gets it. And he's going to tell us this through the eyes of what he identifies and what he have seen. I don't know what he been through, but go ahead and go check his channel out. All his commentary is not joking around and goofing off and goofing there. He has, well, I don't know how conscious identifies because I don't want to disrespect conscience. So when I say he, it's not being disrespectful, or if you hear me say she, because she just said that she is a woman. So I don't want to be disrespectful when I say he. So don't think that's being disrespectful because it's not. But let me go because I can talk. So let me just jump in right quick and let Conscious and Storm clear up some stuff.
Said I was not gonna come up here. I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it tonight, Storm. You done been backwards and forwards and forwards and backwards. I know. Listen, this situation is so crazy. I wasn't even supposed to drink. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to pull me another one. Listen, when Chelsea showed up at my house with her bags, I think that's the part I left off on. When she showed up at the house with her bags, I did not mind because I knew Chelsea was gonna be a fun time. So I don't want people to think, oh, Storm, why you just letting all these people come in your house? First off, I was supposed to be out the house the next week. And second off, why wouldn't you want some female energy in the house? Mm-hmm. You did say that. So she was fun. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and just say, yeah, it was just all bad. No, she was fun. She cleaned. The macaroni was good. And you can give me if you can cook some good macaroni. That's my favorite dish. Hell, I might put a ring on it. You cook me some macaroni. It is what it is. But when Vaughn was there, before she got there, he was focused. He went to the gym, came back to the house, focused on his shit. Like, it was no issue. It was just when they had to, whenever. I was gonna ask you, how much time was it between Vaughn moving in and Chelsea showing up? How much time had lapsed? Shit, I think it was only a few days. Or maybe a couple days. I think that's it. But I'm talking about even when, like, Chelsea would go out of town briefly, or she would do her own thing. When he was by himself, he was cool. But them together, that shit didn't work. Storm. So you think what's the problem? They both were. Because in a relationship, somebody got to back down. He's not a nigga that's going to back down. And everything he said it to her face. And I told both of them, I was like, I can never be in no relationship like this. Like, I would have to shoot up the whole house because you're just not going to be talking to me crazy. I got bad nerves.
And let me pause it right quick and give you guys just a little insight on a situation that I had. You want to say you have two alphas. You have and I hate the terminology of a dominant woman. Just because a woman can stand on her own shit, her voice is a little more masculine, and she carried herself in a certain way, not like a pushover, but she take a lot of shit, but she's not a pushover. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. She takes a lot of shit from her partner, but she also gives a lot of shit as well. And people on the outside looking in may be having an opinion and saying this and that about the female, not saying anything wrong about the man. The man out there running them up, doing cheating and just doing whatever. But they want to call the woman stupid and woo not, and it couldn't be me because she's staying in a relationship. But there's no energy for that man. So what I'm trying to say and what I'm saying is that he said that Chelsea and Vaughn was two toxic individuals. All they do is fuss and argue and fuck. Some people have a relationship like that. All they do is argue. That's how they communicate. That's how their relationship works for them. Everybody else say it's toxic. Even they know it's toxic. But that relationship works and clicks for them. There's no physical. It's just verbally and emotional. Even though those are still type of abuse. Yes, it is. Physical is abuse. Emotional is abuse. verbal isn't abuse. All that is still a form of abuse. But that toxicity works for them.
I'm just gonna shoot everybody. And she was like, Storm, you gotta understand, I'm a street bitch from New York. This is just how we are. And I was like, but then you're crying. So it's like, that's not, do you see what I'm saying? Like, he laughing because he thinking y'all playing, and you crying because you. But here's my problem. But Storm, here's what's interesting about you. You also admit that you have a I don't give a fuck factor. You're just like Vaughn. This is not by coincidence that y'all are both men, and y'all are kind of disconnected in ways that women are very connected. Because I am a man. I'm going to think like a man. I know I act like one of the girls for money, but I am a man at the end of the day. And that's probably why me and Vaughn clicked so hard, because it was just like, we are not in tune with our emotions like that. I have to look.
And he was saying that they click like that because they're not in tune with their emotions. But that's a facade that he maybe played in on you. Vaughn, I don't know him personally, but from what watching him with the girl from A Housewife of Atlanta, forgot the goddamn girl name, but anyway, it's like Mr. Jekyll and Hyde, so however you want to say it, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, that's it. Storm probably was easy for him to read. And like I also said, that Storm is the only child. By having him into his space, and when Chelsea's not around, he communicate with him more, or he talked to him more and stuff like that, because Storm never had a sibling. You can have friends all you want to, and whatnot in a third, but that dude was living with him for that short period of time, so it is possible to grow a fucking bond with somebody in a short bit of time because you never had that type of sibling in your space. I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say to you guys.
Look at it from the logic, like maybe some of the judgment about Chelsea is kind of unfair because it happens to be men, obviously, who are critiquing the feminine force in the house. And so, of course, y'all will have everything to say about the ways in which femininity will experience things that can be sometimes very night and day to the way that masculinity and men focus upon. Like, as a gay man, there may be things that affect me because I'm in touch with my emotions in ways that the typical straight man is not. That doesn't invalidate my experience just because I may experience things in a different way. But it does once you lie. Once you start lying on somebody, because I don't look. Women got superpowers, and sometimes women can be so hopeful about things, even when they look. I feel sorry for women. This whole thing makes me feel very. Tell me what's on your mind. Now, look, you the host. Now I'm telling you what's on your mind. Tell me what you think. Because I'm out of touch with it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm out of touch. So maybe I'm being insensitive. And I think Chelsea felt like I was being insensitive. I think she did, and I think that's why, stuff really went the way that it did, but. Well, don't cry, conscious.
And why Conscious is getting emotional is because Vaughn wrote a letter to Chelsea and stuff like that, telling her that he wanted to build with her, he wanted to be with her, and he wanted this and that for them together. And then when he got out, it was a different thing. So when they keep saying about the lie, a man keep lying to a woman, or a man will lie to a woman, won't tell a woman this, that, and the third, instead of being honest and let that woman to the side what she going to do with the situation that you brought to her. So when people say that, oh, I told her I didn't want to be with her, I told her to get out, I told her this and that and the third, you told her that in a moment, in a heat of a moment, that you never want to be with her, you didn't want to be with her. But before you guys actually physically met, you wrote her a letter. You was telling her this, that, and a third, telling her how you want to be with her, how much you love her, maybe, and y'all want to build in that, and then get up into your platform and say, I ain't tell her that, I didn't tell that girl nothing like that, she lying, woo, 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 not. No, brother, you did say that. Don't be out here acting like Chelsea is just a thirsty ass, hungry for men. Chelsea's a beautiful ass, smart, intelligent, financial. Her coins is right. That girl ain't got not one problem of getting a man. So don't just sit up here and act like you was the best thing that she ever had since a slice of bread. It's the fact that you out here trying to put a narrative out, not Storm, talking about Vaughn, trying to put a narrative out like she was just chasing you. You was telling her, B, I don't want to be with you. Girl, why you doing this? Why you doing that? Go on, girl, get you some business. Go back to your house and all that kind of stuff. I told you I want to be with you. But baby, I love you. It wasn't nothing like that. You set this narrative for this girl. Maybe it was a false narrative and she believed it for whatever reason. When y'all got together, it didn't click, it didn't work. Okay. I'm quite sure you weren't the first, and I'm quite sure you're not going to be the fucking last man that she was going to be with and have issues with. Because, Vaughn, trust me, but you're not the best thing since sliced bread. You're not the best thing since oodles and noodles. Okay? You're not the best things since mama's and grandma's Sunday's dinner. So, conscience is empathizing for the situation, not just for Chelsea, the situation that how women in particular carry a lot of emotions and still stand up and try to show face because we are built different. We are built strong. Some of us are weaker than others, but we still stand up. Like I said, there have women that are on the front lines of the black man's movement. Women are treated so badly by black men and others, but mostly black women are disrespected more by black men than any other race. And then you want them to bail you out of jail, put money in your books, visitations, give you some money. They wasn't good enough for you to be honest to them. They wasn't good enough for you to be a real man to them. It wasn't good enough for you to be a husband to them, but they good enough for you to give them money, good enough for them to have babies for them, put your ass up in an apartment and you don't pay no fucking rent. Black women are good enough for that, but we're not good enough to be in a relationship. We're not good enough to be in a honest relationship, a healthy, not a cheating relationship.
Keep talking. I'm trying.
Okay. I'm gonna put it to you this way. I've never been head over heels in love, so maybe I just don't get it, and I can understand that too. Maybe I just don't get it. But when they were in my house, and I would see them both go tit for tat, and she never presented herself as someone who was sensitive or was that, bothered by what he was saying until, then she would cry if she did. But
I'm gonna tell you,
I struggle with the empathy, so maybe you can help me with that.
I was raised around. I'm raised in a matriarch, a family that's very female dominated. It's only female dominated because the men fell so short, and it forced my aunts, my mom, my grandmother to have to do both the woman's job and the man's job. I watched all of the women in my life not excuse, but be compassionate toward the domestic violence they experience. My aunts, my step.
And that's when he said that he watched the women in his family. They didn't excuse it. They tolerated it. And then people outside, oh, that couldn't be me. A motherfucker hit me. I'm out. And let me just tell y'all this right quick. I was growing up watching family members experience physical abuse. And I always said, that would never be me. They got me fucked up. I never told that to my female family members. I said to myself, watching it. And maybe it took me a long time to even get into a relationship or try to want a relationship. Because I said, I thought that's how men operate or whatever, watching the females in my family. Because I have a lot of older females in my family, So, watching my female relatives experience domestic violence and whatever. And I said, that would never be me. Oh, hell no. I can't see how they're with that person. Now, that would never be me. First time I experienced it, I left. Oh, you got me messed up. You got me bent. So, got out that relationship, got into another relationship, it happened. Then got into another relationship, and it happened. I was like, oh, hell no. What the, is this the type of people? Let me change what I'm doing or what I'm putting out or however I'm presenting myself. Because if I'm checking out these darn men that like to do this with child, let me sit back and go back to the drawing board and try to present myself in a different type of way. So I found a person that didn't do that. Because for a long, long time. But he cheated. Had a baby on me. So, cut that off. Then got into another relationship. Physical abuse. And I stayed. And they're like, oh, a tiger won't change its stripes. It may not in a metaphor type of way, but in a real reality way, people can change. So I'm just gonna say that people can change. People do change. Take it how it resonates.
My father, my grandpa, was a Rolling Stone. I watch women not I watch women be able to commit to men because women didn't just think about the moment. They thought about they think in the long run. They think about the ways things will impact their children. They think about the fact that while a man may be toxic to her emotionally, he's a great father to their sons, and their sons deserve that representation. I've watched women be considerate of the fact that most black men are probably going to have something on their record because black men have had to get it how the fuck they live. Even if the black woman herself is educated, never got in trouble. But I've watched black women accommodate black men's shortcomings. And I don't. It's weird that even though men clearly need women, men want to have sex with women, they want to have wives to labor for them, they want to have mothers to raise their children. They clearly need women in all these various ways. And yet, when women cry aloud, men just refuse to show up or understand or empathize. And a bitch is crazy, but that bitch wasn't crazy when she used those same emotions that you can't stand now to get her through 3 months of you serving time. She wasn't a crazy bitch then. She wasn't a crazy bitch. Those same emotions you can't stand now, that also were the same emotions that got her in the kitchen cooking for you, that got her folding your clothes, preparing your day, choosing to open up her wallet. It's interesting that when the emotions just inconvenience men just don't even try. They just don't even try to even understand. And it is about convenience. Sure, where men are conditioned to be narcissistic, unempathetic, cold-hearted bastards. And that's represented in not only the way that they do women by murder, rape, pillage, and usury. It's reflected in how toxic the gang culture is, how black men get out here, tear up their own neighborhoods, terrorize their own communities, kill and shoot up fucking each other. There's something wrong with black men, that black men refuse to be honest about.